Welcome to Ask the Expert, an award-winning daily series from 8:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. to help small businesses. If you have any questions, do ask them in the comments of the live feed. Now, if you need any more advice, do join the official Intuit QuickBooks SMB community group on Facebook. Accountants and business experts are on hand 24/7. So during the live session, we'll be running a poll, so please do engage with it and I'll reveal the results at the end. So my name's Anne-Marrie Martin and I'm the franchisor and founder of Diddi Dance. We run toddler preschool dance classes and I franchised the business so that we have franchises all across the UK. Now, I've come on to talk today not because I'm a social media manager and an expert in everything social media or it going down. I'm going to talk about using social media to find future customers, because what we did was we explored a new platform during the pandemic to try and reach new customers. So what I'm going to talk about today is really just from a business owner's point of view, what I've learned in the past year of being on a new platform and reaching out to new customers. So I think depending on what your business is, you need to explore all the different platforms. You need to find what the right platform for your business is. And then once you've found that, you really need to explore it. You need to spend lots of time on the app before you even post, because what you need to do is you need to understand the audience on there. You need to understand what engagement, what reach is like, and understand if that is the right platform for your business, the right target market, the right format of what you can really do that would outreach to new customers. So spend lots of time on there, because it might be something that you might think, actually, I don't think this is going to be right for our business. So we all know there are plenty of platforms out there and plenty of ones that have a very different outreach and a very different audience. So really take time to spend on the app. Learn what content works on which platform. There are so many different things that I wouldn't post the same content on LinkedIn as I would on our TikTok account. So it's not always a case of creating some great funny content that would be suitable for every different platform. Video is very popular now and a great way of marketing your business. So it's something to definitely think about and explore, but sometimes creating content where you're talking to camera might not be suitable for a platform that is more about entertainment and engagement that way. So really learn what works on each platform. And you can do that by following other similar businesses as well. See what is working for them, what's successful. But what I would say is always make sure that you then, if you're inspired by something, tailor that content to how it can fit into your USP. What will make it unique to you? Because on every single platform, authenticity is key. You've got to be true to your business, true to what you are selling or what service you are providing, and making sure that you're not just repeating something you've seen and that they will have seen plenty of times. There are lots of trends that go around on certain platforms. And if you're just recreating the trend exactly, people will have seen it on various different accounts, hundreds, thousands of times, and they won't actually engage with it. So you've got to take something and think, how can I make that work for our business, keeping our authenticity and keeping it true to what is right for our business? You have got to be really key on what works for your business. And going about video work, it is really important to think about business ideas, content ideas, what will work, and some great ideas. People want to get to know you. Social media is social. So you've got to have certain levels of engagement. But when you're actually thinking about content creation, think about, they want to get to know me, or they want to get to know the business more. How can I sell in or give an insight or make it a funny twist as to what we do as a business? Be honest, talk about fun facts, put a funny twist on what you're doing. Trust, give them some education, give them some knowledge. Let them get to trust you as an expert. Story time. Think about behind the scenes, think about reviews, what customers have said. Keep it really real to what you're doing. And then when you've really created that content, you might even do something about your frequently asked questions in your business, preempting them. Once you've created that content, start posting it out, and you'll want to explore different times of the day, different, use your insights and analytics so that the length of time that you're posting or the time of day that you're posting, you can really use those business analytics to analyze what is working. What am I getting optimum wise there? Should that video be 30 seconds, 15 seconds? Should it be 3 minutes long now? How much content do you need to deliver? Could it be broken up into shorter bits that would get more engagement? So really use those analytics and those insights to really hone in on what content you should then start posting in the future. And I think across every single platform, the main thing is consistency. All platforms will reward consistency. So there's no good posting 5 posts one day, going, oh, I can't be bothered now, leave it a week and then post a single post. Try and get into a pattern and a habit of, right, I'm going to post every morning at 7 a.m. I'm going to post every evening at 7 p.m. Once you start using those analytics and knowing when your audience is online, that you will get the most engagement, then try and be consistent with that. And that doesn't mean 5 posts a day. It might be 1 post a day. It might be 3 times a week. But whatever you're doing, try and keep that consistency so that your audience gets used to when you're coming out and posting your content. But really, as I said earlier as well, social media is social. So you've got to enjoy the platform that you're on. It is about being social. It's about engaging. It's about having fun. And it is about communicating with your customers. So once you start to put your content out there, how can you then respond? If you're doing a frequently asked questions post, then you might then get other questions coming in. So how can you respond to those? And one thing I would say about social media, and something obviously we all experienced last night, is it's very instant. So do think about how you want to engage with your audience as well. Think about how much time can I put into a new platform to be able to respond to comments or reply to questions. Think about how much time you can spend on that new platform. So when I think about the new platform that we did, we've been on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter. We've used all of those, and we decided, because of the nature of what we do, that we would explore TikTok as a platform. And it was actually really great. It's probably our most successful platform now, engaging with customers, increasing our following, increasing our brand awareness. It's about thinking what you want to achieve from that platform as well. And for me, going onto the new platform of TikTok was about brand awareness. I didn't really initiate it with direct sales, although lots of people do sell directly on TikTok as well. So think about what your purpose is on that platform, and then how much time you can invest onto that platform while still enjoying it. So you really want to make sure that it's a platform, especially when I think it's something like TikTok, that is really about entertainment, engagement, having fun, being a little bit silly on there to really showcase what your business does and how it can show its fun side. You've got to think, I then need to be able to respond and reply and put some time into that to actually keep it consistent. You might share resources and ideas and tips and things that other business owners could do. There are a lot of other businesses on various platforms. Or if you're selling direct to customers, how can you help them with issues that they are having? So there's lots of different elements you can explore on your social media platform that will engage a different sort of audience. So really think about which platform you think will work for you and then put some time into it. So I hope there's some good tips there and some good advice. I think what we're going to do now is move on to a few questions. So thank you for engaging, everybody, this morning. We have Grace on Twitter. Creating content for social media can be an overwhelming task, yet I don't have the time or resources to create new posts all of the time. Any advice? So most platforms have a drafts folder. So inspiration hits us on various different days, various different times. I am not creating content every single day because inspiration doesn't hit you and it can be very overwhelming. What you can do on various platforms, like I said earlier about following other people in the same niche, the same USP as you, is to take inspiration from them. As I said earlier, don't straight up copy. Think about what twist can I put on that to showcase my business. So follow others, take inspiration and save those videos or those reels or posts that really inspire you and you think, what could I do on that twist? Save it. And then when that inspiration hits you, it might be that you get 10, 15-second videos all created in one day. Save them in your drafts and then just post them once a day. It's about creating what you can authentically in the moment, not forced out and not being quite, fully into it. Put them in your drafts and then you've got them to use. You don't have to think of something new every single day. So I hope that helps. Kristen on Facebook Messenger. Building the right team around you must be vital to the success of a franchise. Yeah. How do you go about hiring the right people, particularly if it's in an area you don't know much about yet? Well, talking about franchising, I think that's why a business would franchise, because you don't know all the areas and you need somebody local in their own community, in their own area, who is invested into that business, who then gets to know their own area. So as a franchisor, I can't know about every single area of the UK and where the customers hang out all the time or what platforms they're using. I tend to post our head office element from a national brand awareness. And then what people do in their local areas is then direct their content to their local community. So I think that's why franchising is so important, because you're finding the people that are invested into that area, that know their local community. And our recruitment process for franchisees is a very long-winded one, because it's not just about making sure that we find the right people for our business and our brand. It's about making sure that that person is investing into the right franchise network. Morally, it just wouldn't be right to take a franchise fee and monthly MSF, management service fee, every month if you didn't truly believe that that person was right for the brand and that they could really make a successful business, because it could inevitably then lead to failure. So making sure that the process is right, that you get the right people in, is also morally right for that person investing into your brand as well. So I hope that helps. Ollie on Instagram. Social media seems very reliant on video, yes. However, whenever I've worked with video, it can be a long time consuming process. Any tips on how brands can be a bit more agile when it comes to video? Great question. It is. And I think it wasn't that long ago, was it, that Instagram announced that it wasn't just a photo sharing app anymore. I think what is good about that is that that is what consumers want. That is what your customers want. They want to see you. They want to see your personality. They want to see behind the brand, behind the glossy photos that everybody posts out there, that have spent hours setting up. They want to see realness. So I think the good thing for that is it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to book out a studio and have various lighting and backdrops to make video content. Social media is definitely a more raw element for that. People want to know behind the scenes. They want to know what it is that you're doing. They want to know whether you're sat here about to deliver a talk when actually the photograph you've just taken to post or a quick video reel is actually you in your pajama bottoms and a room full of toys. So it can sound very overwhelming, but I think it is about keeping it real. People then trust you as a business. I'm not saying post every bit of dirty laundry you've got there, but about a quick 15-second video of, hey, so here's me setting up today. This is the process that we use in this. It can literally be the phone held here, looking at the process that you're doing. That's a whole video done. So don't panic too much about it being corporate and glossy. Yes, there is still a place for that. We still create promotional videos from a very nice angle, but the day-to-day posting on social media is a lot more behind the scenes, real. Customers get to trust you, then get to know more about you as the person. So just talking to camera, just saying about your day, something funny that might have happened, a great customer review that you want to talk about, those sort of things, they can be recorded really quickly. So try and think about the points you want to cover on your business, whether it is getting to know you, being honest. I've got some notes here on content ideas, trusting you, story time, funny things. Write those down, and then when something happens in your day, it might just be, oh, that was quite funny, I'll just tell people that story. So it can give you a real honest approach when you're creating video content, and mix it up, definitely. Aaliyah on Facebook Messenger, our brand doesn't really have a face, but I feel as though to really engage or build an audience on TikTok, you need one. Are there other ways we could be putting out content without a face, or should we just pick someone? Great question. And I felt the same. So I am the face of our Diddi Dance brand on TikTok. I advise the franchisees to have a local Facebook page, have a local Instagram account, because they can really share their local community work on their pages. But when it comes to TikTok, it really is more about a national brand. It's about, yes, creating entertainment, creating fun things. However, the longer I've been on it, the more I have seen faceless accounts blow up and do amazingly well. So I think it depends on what your business is, Aaliyah. Creative businesses, craft businesses, they do really, really well on TikTok. So I don't know what your brand is, but sometimes it's like satisfying videos. So when you see somebody making something, or a reveal, so if they're making something from scratch and you're seeing that process of sand being cut, or crafts being made, some of those videos do amazingly. And you can still have a voiceover in the background talking over that video, explaining the process, explaining what that process is. Lots of people do videos of them creating their items, and then they will talk through, or you can even use what's called a text to speech. So you type in the comments, and then you can press the button, the text to speak, and actually it's a different voiceover. It's not you having to speak then. An automated voice will then read out those comments over your video creation. And so they're creating that, and they're talking about a customer interaction, or a customer review, or actually a customer complaint. And that is a great way of being on TikTok. You don't have to put a face and a personality to it. You can bring that through purely about the nature of what your product is. And a reveal video, pottery companies, things like that. Here's the before, here's the after. Transition videos, things like that are really, really popular on TikTok. So I hope there's some ideas there that might help there, that you don't have to put your face in front of camera then. And actually some of those do a lot better than my face on camera anyway. Dom on Twitter, how do we create buzz on social media or start a trend ourselves? I want our customers to post photos and talk about our products, but seems really hard to incentivize them. Oh, Dom, it really is. And I think that is your chicken and egg. When I first joined TikTok, I know a lot of the franchisees were like, oh my God, it's going to be great because you can start a dance trend and then everybody will jump in it and then everybody knows Diddi Dance. Let me tell you how hard it is to start a trend. Some people have done it really well though. And there's particularly one, when I think about in my field, working with young children and engaging with parents, there's somebody who posts content about real life nursery stories, and blown up in months, hundreds of thousands of followers, and it's just telling real life stories. but acting them out. And so it might be that when it comes to TikTok, you only need like one viral video and that can get millions of views. Then you create this following, create a more engaged account so that then you are in a position to start creating trends. So sometimes it's a bit of a slog, just keep posting content to build, hoping that one might become viral. Then you can start creating trends. But sometimes jumping on other trends is how you can create a buzz. So it might just be on Reels or TikTok that there's a trending sound at the moment, a trending song. And it might be that you're creating something in your business, showcasing your products, but you've got that trending sound behind it. And if it's a reveal or quite short, so quite engaging, that could then get the viral, get the views in. And then once you get that following, then you can start thinking about starting trends yourselves. There are also paid ways that you can do that. So on most platforms, there is a way that you can pay for an ad, or you could approach influencers to help you create that trend. It's going to be a more expensive way of doing it. But if you wanted to get some of your key influencers on that platform to join in and start a trend, that could be something, depending on budget, that you could do as well. But for customers to share their photos and stories, it is a big, hard way to incentivize them. And we've done them a lot, and it's a lot harder for us because obviously, as is the nature of children, and lots of parents don't want to share their children on social media. So competitions, giveaways, there's all of that as well. But I do think sometimes you need to just be patient and just be consistent with your content, and then build your following so that you could then be the trendsetter. So lots there. Kelsey on Instagram. LinkedIn seems to be an essential for business leaders trying to raise their profile, but I've always found it quite dry myself. Do you think it's worth it? How often should we be posting what types of content? I do think it depends on what your business is. Yes, I always believe that if you're the business owner, it is really good to try and boost your personal brand. If people start to trust you as an expert, here I am today, if you want people to trust you and get to know you so that they then get to inevitably get to know and trust your brand, then yes, it's definitely good to get yourself out there as an expert, raise your brand profile, your personal brand, and get yourself out there. I don't use LinkedIn as much. I tend to engage with other franchisors or people in the franchise community, other business owners. But I think if you want to use LinkedIn in that way, you are directing your message to other business owners or other people that you might be looking to recruit in the future. So it is really about thinking of your personal brand and what can you give value, or what value can you give? I mean, what knowledge can you give? What tips, advice? What can you talk about? What is your story? What is your personality? What can you give out there that others would engage with and think, oh, I want to follow that person because they're full of knowledge and they're full of inspiration. And that could really help my business. Or that can help me. I'm going to share that with somebody I know who's in that type of business as well, or those customers that I think would really need to know about this business. I post a lot about, I suppose on LinkedIn, it's more about personal achievements, company achievements, award nominations. I do something, I try and repost some of my content that I might have created on TikTok about as a business owner. So I did one the other day and it actually did really well on LinkedIn. So there was a sound that is serious, 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 and then silly, silly, silly. And I think for my business, that really worked. So it was what people expected when I said I was starting a business, and I'm very suited and booted, sunglasses, I'm looking very cool. And then the sound changes and it's literally into a da, 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 into the silly version of me actually teaching a room of toddlers with a silly headband on and a tutu skirt, what the reality is. And And that was something I'd only used on TikTok. I did then test it on Reels. It did the same, it did well. And I thought, actually, how can I angle this to LinkedIn? And I said, would you say that you as a business owner are doing what was expected of you? And it actually did really well on LinkedIn. So I think there's certain content that you could put a different spin on it and still share onto that platform as well. Terry on Twitter, how often do you have meetings with your whole network and how often do you regularly communicate with them? So our franchise network, my head office team, and in my head office team, I do have 2 social media people there as well. The person that we do lots of planning and content and strategy work with, and then somebody that helps them do a lot of the posting and the day-to-day engagement with customers. So we're very much a joint team when it comes to that, and I try and oversee a lot of that. I deal solely on our TikTok account because it is me creating that content. But I do have people helping me on the other platforms because they know those platforms a lot better. Then with the franchise network, it depends on what they need at the time. We try and do a monthly Facebook Live into our Facebook group or a Zoom webinar. We try and do those monthly, but also the head office team try and catch up one-to-one, phone call, video chat. They try and do that as much that is needed. So we have franchisees that have been going 10, 12 years now, and we've got some that are in their first few months. So everybody needs a varying level of communication. So we keep that there. And then when we're allowed again, we will be doing our weekend conference as well. So I think it's about listening to your team, listening to how much they want you to communicate, how much time and responsibility they need to give. There's no good micromanaging everybody and checking in on everything every single minute of every single day. Let them do their job because you hired them for their expertise. So trust them to do that job. You don't need to micromanage, and think about how much communication they need from you, so that you try and strike a balance that they are left to do their thing, but you are also checking in from a support level as well. So I think we've got time for one last question, and then we will move on to the poll. Hayley on Facebook Messenger, we tend to get more engagement when we post entertaining or inspirational content, as opposed to when we're trying to actually drive traffic to our website. How can we make more informative or product-based content more engaging? I think you've sort of answered that, Hayley. I do think if you're engaging people through entertainment and inspirational content, then there's a subconscious element that it will still drive people to your website. But also there is a flip side of maybe you just need to tailor that entertaining or inspirational content with a call to action. That's what all social media managers will tell you. Have a call to action on there. It can be for more inspirational content, check out our Facebook page. Or if you're really enjoying this sort of content, why not check out our Instagram? Or asking people to follow, asking people to go to a website. You might be showcasing one product and it's really gone viral with views because it was just something that was a really satisfying video or a reveal, and you're there going, wow, that's gone really well. Okay, then on the next one you do like that, say to see even more of our amazing products or to hear more of our inspirational service, go check us out on our website. So a call to action is always a really good way. Don't feel that you never have to ask people to visit your other platforms. It's just balancing that content out so that your whole platform doesn't end up being sell. Social media is very much consumers watching it. If you think about yourself watching it, will definitely switch off if they feel they are being sold to all the time. They will definitely disengage with it all. But if you're doing calls to action in a few posts, then strike that balance so that you're providing education or entertainment, but also then driving some more traffic as well. So I hope that helps. It's about finding that balance. Okay, so the poll results are in, and we asked you, which social media platform does your business use the most? Okay, let's see. Oh, it's quite even. Oh, 30% of you said LinkedIn, 30% of you said Facebook, 30% of you said Instagram, and only 10% of you answered TikTok, which is so interesting because TikTok is actually our most popular platform. We've got the biggest following on it compared to our other platforms that we've been on for years. We get a lot more engagement on that than we do on a lot of our other platforms. So that is really interesting. And I do think it shows that not a lot of businesses consider TikTok as the right tool for their business. But I would say, give it a little watch, explore it a little bit, follow Gary V on there because he loves it. So do go check out TikTok. It might be an option for you. So thank you all for tuning in this morning. If you want to get in contact with me, you can send me an email, info@diddidance.com. And you can also follow myself and Diddi Dance as a business on Instagram or TikTok at Original Diddi Dancer. That's DIDDI. So coming up on Ask the Expert tomorrow is Nana Parry, the founder of Tectonic, which is a boutique firm that helps businesses understand their customers and their needs. Tune in to learn how you can master your business-to-business marketing techniques. And a quick reminder that if you do need any more advice, do join the official Intuit QuickBooks SMB community group on Facebook. Accountants and business experts are on hand 24/7. I've really enjoyed answering your questions this morning. I hope I've provided some information and advice for you all. Have a great day. Thanks a lot. Bye.